Welcome to another episode of False Nine. Yes. We understand we are a bit late. There were a few technical difficulties, mainly traffic, but everyone knows how that goes. How are you doing today, Mark?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Excited for tomorrow. Excited for the weekend. We got a lot of soccer coming up, and big news with the biggest attraction that the MLS has to offer. Finally deciding to lace up the boots as opposed to sitting on the bench.
Messi is, excuse me, making the trip to Jamaica. Will he play? Who knows? Uh,
It said he was expected to play, but I doubt it was just a business trip. I'm sure he's in sandals somewhere or
we'll see
short.
how many minutes he gets. If he starts, if he comes out early, if he makes a sub appearance.
Yes,
It's
yes,
all
yes,
it's
Mr.
all in the
Sean.
air right now.
We apologize. We apologize. Just a little bit behind. Not too much. We're on that messy schedule. Uh,
No, we're like Inter Miami at the start of the second half. We delay our appearance. We delay the start of the second half.
alrighty. Let's get into um the game this past Saturday or Sunday.
Sunday against Charlotte.
Sunday. Yes. Um, 1-0 victory. What was it that you saw uh here against Charlotte?
Charlotte presented the toughest test that Inter had faced to start the season. A formidable side.
Thank you, Sean. We appreciate your love.
A lot of big name players, a lot of stars on that team to say the least. You got Ashley Westwood, Brett Bronico, Tim Ream, Christian Kalina, Wilfried Zaha, Patrick Ajiman. So there's a lot of firepower on that Charlotte side. I expect them to do well in the East this year. Um,
Question: Did
but
Zaha
yes,
make the trip to Jamaica?
Zaha make the trip to Jamaica and Ian
Yeah,
Frey's
because
pocket. Well, I
it
mean,
was in Ian
Ian
Frey's
Frey.
pocket. I didn't know if he was allowed to go through security or not.
No, I know. He stayed behind. He didn't quite make it. The baggage was too big.
Got it.
But I'll get to that soon. But like I said, the first half starts and we're in our 4-2-3-1 with Lujan starts on the right. We get Aviles and Noah Allen as a center back pairing. Aviles coming back from that red card suspension. We got Bright and Busquets. Bright gets his second start in the MLS. So good to see that. And then we have Kremaski
I
Allende.
think that's gonna be something moving forward too.
I mean, it's going to be something that needs to be moving forward. It's he's a staple in the 11. I don't care how you want to phrase it. Um, he's making an argument for a top 3, 6 in the league, and he might not be one. He might not be 2 or 3.
Wow. For
So
what was he, a rookie last season? Yes.
yeah, he was a rookie last season, but
Jesus.
this game really started off with Charlotte finding Wilfried Zaha quickly, trying to exploit him against Lujan, who's not the paciest of right backs. And that was really a problem that I saw in the first maybe 20 minutes. Zaha was getting touch after touch after touch. And when a winger gets a touch that wide, usually you see an overlapping run where the outside back makes that overlapping run on the sideline into
Right.
space and it's played. This, for Charlotte, it was different. They used the underlapping run solely because Tim Ream was playing as a left back, and you're not going to have him make an overlapping run into
Right.
space. So Charlotte was, how can I get this bigger here? Here. This was Charlotte's, offense pretty much going forward. Zaha with the ball on the bottom left, played from Ream, and then Ajiman, Bronico, and Pep Biel would make those runs. And it would either isolate Zaha with Lujan, because the center back has to track the underlapping run from Ajiman or Bronico, whoever's making it, and Biel's in the middle. So they got the ball in the box a couple times, but our defense really stood up and dealt with it. Props to Aviles and Noah Allen for doing that.
So
And then
the purpose of this tactic is to isolate
yeah,
Zaha against a slower defender.
because if Zaha plays the ball to Ajiman, that center back Aviles will have to track Ajiman into the box. So
Right.
if he makes that run, excuse me, not pass the
Right.
ball. Zaha keeps the ball. He still has it. That run is still being made. That center back is now being pushed out of position. It's a 1v1 with Zaha and Luhan, and most of the time Charlotte was gonna like that going forward. They're
Right.
gonna take Zaha, who's a world class player, when he's playing with Crystal Palace, 100% of the time. And you can tell the touch that his touches on the ball, the way he can play. That first half, he was trying to make the game go through him rather than let us dictate the pace of the game.
So as most teams tend to allow us possession and try to beat us on the counterattack, Charlotte really took the opposite approach and tried to isolate what they thought was their best matchups against us.
Yeah.
And they dictate the pace as opposed to us just enjoy the run of possession mostly.
Yeah, 100%. And just like this comment says, it's opens him up on his right foot. He's going onto his strong foot like Taylor does. It's a pattern. What Robbie Taylor's best at is cutting in onto his right. Zaha does just as good, if not better. This is what you want against a slower right back. Make the defense, really collapse and maybe try to find a reverse ball in behind or take a shot, and you never know what happens.
Yeah, I saw Charlotte really trying to take advantage of just their pace up top and try to get balls over the top, try to just play players into space to see if they can create something where we've seen this happen with our defense in years past where you can play someone into space, everyone panics, someone makes a silly tackle, someone makes a silly mistake, and now it's one-on-one with the keeper. And that's what they tried to do, and I feel like they kind of succeeded at times.
Well, they did in terms of getting Arjiman made that run, I guess, multiple times, and so did Bronico here and there. They got the ball into the box, like I said, but Miami was able to deal with any second ball in clearances, so it was good by them.
Okay, and then I texted you right after this happened. The biggest thing in the first half, early in the first half, ball played over the top, just straight speed. Ustari comes out, tries to make a play, and ends up fouling the Charlotte player. And then you'll explain why it's a red card, even though there wasn't much contact on the play.
Yeah. Before the red card, I want to touch on Inter Miami's attack up until that point because I thought we had a game plan.
Okay.
I think I have perfect. This is what I saw. I was at the game and I'm sitting behind Charlotte's goal, so this was
where Charlotte is shooting, or where Charlotte
they're defending.
Goalies?
They're defending.
Okay.
I was sitting next to the supporters.
Okay.
So, Aviles had the ball multiple times, and Byrne, their right back, was isolated on 2v1 with Allende and Alba a lot of the time. If we're like I've said this before, if we're able to switch the ball to either Alba, that gives Byrne, he's got a track, and then this is the outcome of it. If Alba gets the ball wide, Allende makes the first post run. Suarez is usually checking into the middle. Segovia is making the run in between the center backs, and Kramaski's back post. And Alba has the option to do both. This is what our attack was going forward. This is what Javi Mascherano really wanted to see from us. And it worked. Allen played in the ball over the top to Allende. Alba was played in a couple of times. And, if we get the switch and it's on, we can create havoc. And with Suarez checking into the middle and letting the ball run onto Allende or flicking it onto Segovia can cause problems.
Do you think that this tactic, given the talent we had last season, might have been more effective for us last season? I know that last season we had Diego Gomez, we had Robert Taylor, we had just different guys that had a little bit more pace. This year we have Allende, this year we have Segovia. Do you think that pace helps with this tactic? Whereas Messi, when he's in there, Suarez, it allows them time to kind of pick their spots in terms of runs they want to make. that the young guys create the havoc and then they kind of poach whatever opportunities in front
I
of them.
mean, especially if Allende is able to get on the flick on the ball because he's so good in the air.
Mhm.
I think it's a great tactic to have using this going forward. He's able to get up there and challenge center backs for the ball, and he's able to flick it onto Suarez or to a Messi who's running in, or to
Mhm.
even Alba out wide. And then that just causes the defense to turn and run and panic. Um, Aviles doesn't have a great long ball. Lujan, I understand that Lujan may have a little bit better of a long ball, but he was just occupied with Zaha and making sure he knows where he's at. Aviles can play the ball. I've seen it multiple times this year. He just needs to stay on the pitch. He
And not
picked up
make
a
silly
yellow.
tackles.
I mean, he picked up a yellow. It was, I guess multiple offenses by Inter Miami already. So, and he had to make a tackle, and he picks up a yellow.
He's Garrett. I
Up
put I
until but
if
up
I'm
until
betting,
then
I'm
he
playing that
up
prop
until
every game.
up until then he was having a good game. Up until then he was having a good game.
No complaint. What I'm saying is, if I'm a betting man, I'm playing that prop every game.
They're gonna take it off because it's too easy.
Okay, so that's actually great analysis into the attack. But Charlotte makes that play over the top. It just tell us.
I mean,
What
yeah.
WTF
Zaha,
happened there?
it's away from me. It's going opposite of where I'm sitting. Zaha gets played in over the top. He takes a touch. His touch is wide. There's contact with the keeper. At that point, the ref was so happy to give a red card, he nearly stumbled running to pull it out of his pocket. I'm not even kidding. He was stumbling and he pulled it out. I was like, wow. And then I saw the replay.
Mm-hmm.
If your touch is going away from goal, it's not a red card. But I guess they reviewed this as a denial of a goal scoring opportunity.
Right.
But again, his touch was going away from goal. VAR checked it
It's almost
themselves.
is it
They
that last
didn't.
defender?
Yeah, they didn't call the referee to the monitor to have another look at it, so they were fine with the call in the field, and Inter go down 10 men. But that's, I guess, the risk you take with playing a sweeper keeper. Mistakes are gonna happen. In this case, it happened. Luckily we were able to hold on with 10 to the half and make proper changes.
Do you think that a mistake of this magnitude, a mistake like this, allows our favorite superhero to make a return? And for those first time watchers and the people who are just joining us, our favorite superhero is
It
Super
opens
Cavalier.
it. I mean, I'm gonna say it opens the door for him to make. I can bet you that he starts against Atlanta.
You think? Well, has he
I
been cleared yet?
think he was at practice today
Okay,
or
okay, okay.
yesterday. He returned. He didn't
Listen,
make the trip to Jamaica. That only tells me he's recovering, getting reps in for him to start at the weekend.
I think we need an appearance from our favorite superhero. I mean, you can't. It doesn't get any better than that whatsoever.
You know what's gonna happen, right?
No, tell me.
If he has a good game, has a clean sheet, we win. The debate starts. I think the debate is gonna start.
I think the debate's already there. I just think
No,
the debate is going
does
to
he?
intensify.
It's gonna pick up even more. I don't think he made the trip to Cavalier. He'll
Given
start
the fact
against Atlanta.
we're up
I
2-0,
think he will. I think yeah, we're up 2-0. I think he's gonna start. Ustadi's gonna start against Cavalier. We'll have Drake against Atlanta
why do you think Ustadi starts against Cavalier?
because Drake didn't make the trip.
Oh, I thought you meant.
I'm pretty sure I read that Drake Can did not make the trip to
I don't know
Jamaica.
why I thought I heard you mention that Drake had made the trip to Jamaica.
No,
Okay. Okay, so you think he's in for the Atlanta game?
I think he's a write-in for the Atlanta game. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so red card, we lose our keeper, and unfortunately, you have to sacrifice somebody. And Benha is the one who gets subbed out, giving way
Yeah.
to a debut for what in essence
Rocco
third
Rios
goal.
Novo. Yeah, I mean, making his first start for us getting his first action
minutes.
his minutes in the MLS. He started in the preseason against Club America. So We bring on Ian Frey as well in for Aviles at the half. Not risk another yellow card, another red. Excuse me. Aviles are yellow. He's gonna be prone to making another tackle. That can't have that. You can't have that. So thank you, Mascherano, for bringing him out.
For understanding.
That is a good move. We moved Lujan into the center back position, and we have Ian Frey come in to deal with Zaha and his pace. And from then on, it was, I knew Charlotte was really going to try to go at that because fresh legs right off the bench. Is he going to be ready for Zaha? But before that, 30 seconds, 35 seconds into the second half, we scored.
And we have it here. And I want to play the audio because I can't get enough. I can't get enough of it. I'm sorry. It's just glorious.
De Frey. Fuegos artificiales para el comienzo del segundo tiempo y el pelotazo bien largo a buscar a Allende por derecha. Le ganó la espalda a Rim. Corta hacia adentro Tadeo. Allende mete buen taco para Lucho. Lucho para Tadeo. Allende en el pecho. ¡Está!
¡Gol! Yeah, I mean, it's poetry in motion. Beautiful.
It really is. What a great ball over the top to find that.
And I love the goalkeeper saying that. Oh, he hit it with his arm. Absolutely no way.
No.
I told you last week.
Great ball.
Yeah, I told you last week that I see something in Allende that I haven't seen from Inter Miami players since only Messi, Suarez, that type of world-class player. Where last week he took his shot from the outside and just ripped it when he had nowhere else to go, so why not go for it? And he scored.
Yeah.
This time, a ball over the top, whereas a lot of Inter Miami players, I'm used to see that ball over the top and just basically panic and not know what to do with it. They'll try to play it long, bring it down, take 7 touches, and it gives the defenders time, and it just doesn't end up. He very calmly chested it down and chested it in the direction of his foot, and in one motion, chest, foot, goal. Yeah. And it's smooth and something I hadn't seen in Inter Miami before.
I have Leo Campana. Leo Campana doesn't chest it. Leo Campana blasts it as soon as it touches his foot, upper 90.
A lot of times Leo tried to be too cutesy with it. And
Leo's a legend. I will never.
He is. He's our favorite, but there were times where you were just like,
yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah, it comes with, also he was still young at that point. He still is.
Still is young. He's 25?
Yeah, and remember, when he would come on, he would have great games when he would start by himself, and he just never got the chance to really show, he was always a backup. Mm-hmm. And when he played by himself, he played good.
Yeah, no,
100%. But Allende is a different, very different player, I would say. In terms of, Leo was good in the air, very, very, very good. But Allende is pretty much up there with him. Like, Allende is very, very good in the air.
And
he knows how to use his body, and he has the ability to play out wide.
And I'll give you credit. You told me from the beginning Allende was a truth. I had my doubts, and I tip my hat to you. You were 100% right. Allende is the truth.
I gave 100%. Him. He may break. Yeah, I gave him he may break the prediction I gave him of 11 goals. I don't know. He might. We're just gonna have to see.
I don't think he gets 11.
You don't think he gets 10 more?
I think he blows 11 out of the water.
Oh, okay. Oh, we're gonna find out. I'll be so happy if he does that. Suarez is on pace for like 25 assists already.
Forget it. Yeah, Suarez has been amazing. How many goal contributions does he have already?
He had 4 contributions against Houston, if they counted the assists, if not 3. So if not 4 with this one. So he has 4 or 5 in 3 MLS games.
That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's been, and again, we get back to this. In preseason, on that
I'm gonna
Europe,
say
that Asian
I,
tour.
I
Nobody
think
saw this
yeah,
coming.
no. But I think this year, I think his decision making in the final third is just too inconsistent at times. He's really caught in what to do and what, when to do it. If to shoot, if to pass, if to let
Well, that's the
he's
thing.
got the his thing should be if he receives a ball with back facing to goal, lay it off and then make a run in behind. And if he receives a ball to feet facing the goal, one touch and shoot.
See, but that's the thing. I think he's a killer. When he's
No,
asked to
yes,
go and kill, he's going to go and kill. The problem is he sees what he has around him, and now the
yeah,
indecision is setting in. Like these guys can do it. I no longer need to go and kill myself to get the kill when he can do exactly what he did in that goal, which is okay. He got it. Okay, there's nothing there. Right, boop, pass it right back over
yeah,
the top to the end, and he can take care of it.
yeah.
So that indecision affects his decision making in the final third when he's used to just, and the pun is intended, he'll just sink his teeth into the ball and take that.
Mm,
I couldn't resist. I
I know.
apologize. I could
I
not
mean,
resist.
fine. I'll let that one go. Yeah, but after that goal, we score within the first 30 seconds of the 45 in the second
Mhm.
half, and we have a long way to go. At this
Yeah,
point, we're playing a 4-5, a 4-4-1 with Suarez just roaming at the top,
a park the bus
and
formation.
yeah, and everything is Zaha, 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 and Ian Frey's like, okay, try to take me on again, okay, try to take me on again, okay, try to take, and credit to Mascherano, Ian Frey, and the coaching staff, and for having a quick second defender come to the inside of Frey and deny that quick inside move into a shot. If it was Bright, it was Redondo. If it was a second center back, it was Busquets. It was everyone. It was a collective team effort at that point, but Ian Frey really locked him down.
Yeah, like I said, I thought Zaha had made the trip to Jamaica.
He might as well have. He might as well have.
And then you mentioned him a bit, but my goodness, what a find in the super draft. What just never in a million years would I have thought given this franchise's draft record,
Mm-hmm.
I never would have thought that Yannick Bright was going to turn into what he's turned. I mean,
All it took was a little bit of playing time, and I could just see that he was needed in this team, especially with the way they wanted to play.
well, you
It
called
it
in the
was
season last year against Newell's Old Boys.
it was yeah, because it was impossible to have Busquets play a six.
I like that
Again,
comparison.
he's never been the fastest player on his team. He's never been able to play. He's not at this stage in his career can he play the six by himself.
But I love this.
It's
I
too
love
much.
this.
It's yeah, I agree. You got to do so.
Great.
He gives range to everybody else just by
That's it.
sitting back, making tackles, making it nasty in the midfield.
Forget the rest of the team. He unlocks the maestro of our offense. He
Busquets.
unlocks Busquets. Correct.
Yeah, Busquets does not have to track back every time. He still does. Don't get me. I've seen Busquets track back. That guy is
I've
phenomenal.
seen him go play left back because Alba
I've
was.
seen him do everything. Busquets does everything. He does everything. His ability to play the ball, to beat a press with just a body feint, to direct the player into the right space and to play the right ball, it's just phenomenal. And then having Bright just disrupt the other team's midfield and just sit back and just hold possession, win tackles, take help in transition, help in set pieces, wherever it's needed. He's the glue guy.
100%. He is what makes this team go in terms of.
You don't win without him.
I
And it
agree.
showed last year in the playoffs when Redondo would start, the difference in the game and how it would go without Bright. You need Yannick Bright to win games. And playing a double pivot with Busquets next time, I think it's the only way to go.
It also gives Bright the freedom to be that pit bull, that dog, not having to have the pressure to create and defend. He knows that he'll create when he can, but his job is to be that pit bull.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And then you mentioned another bright spot. The most diminutive center back I think Mark is comfortable with. in Noah Allen. I
mean, last year when I saw him being used as a third center back, as a wide center back in a 3-5-2, I didn't like it. I'll be honest. I didn't think that fit him. But man, he's really put in the work, put in the effort, got him better, has honed in on his defensive abilities, and he's become an absolute lock on this team. I mean,
stalwart.
rock, wow, lock, lock to start, rock, whatever you want to use. I mean, he's been an absolute gem for us. And going up against Patrick Agiman, who's one of the bigger strikers in the league, and he held his own. He did a fantastic job.
And it's funny because Ajimang just got called up to the Nations League roster, and Noah Allen just put in his one-time
request
switch
to Greece
from USA to Greece.
So when does Yannick Bright get to switch from Italy to the USA?
Has he been?
He's Italian. I don't know if he's played. He's never played youth or anything for that. But
do you think he's got a future in Team USA?
I mean, yes. I mean, Tyler Adams right now. Who's after Tyler Adams? Johnny. No.
Cardoso?
Johnny Cardoso. Who's also been playing. Who they made the move in La Liga. But I think Yannick Bright he's just going to keep getting better. I mean, I don't know how much that's how good, how much more he's going to be able to, improve. But because his skills right now are very, very good for being that young. That's the other one I was thinking of. Gianluca Busio, who plays at Venezia.
I don't know.
He just hasn't been. He just hasn't. I don't think he's gotten the full.
It's not there yet.
No, it's not that he's not there yet. He hasn't really had like the full range in the midfield without just to play in just to play. I don't know. I think he needs more time in the U.S. camp.
Yeah, what I'm saying is he's not there yet in terms of the confidence to go. Every time he's been in a Team USA shirt, he's been very.
I think he's been with the B team, B or C team almost. If Venezia can make the Serie A, like the not Serie B, and I would like to. I mean, I think Bright could do good in the Serie B too. There's some competition in there. It'd be a good midfield, a good double pivot if that's how they're gonna play it.
This leads me to another point. We spoke last week about the advantage Ustadi has with this defense in front of him compared to what Cavalier had last season. I mean, last season that defense was Swiss cheese at times. This defense has been much, much improved.
But last year, the defense was a problem, but it all started with the midfield. The midfield was getting overrun with numbers. We did not have the proper personnel. And in turn, it was calendar against the world at times. And that's what people didn't realize, that it was, it's very difficult as a center back to turn and run and face your own goalie when you have the likes of, Peck, Painstill, Puig, and Joveljic running at you, or Diego Luna and Chicho Arango running at you with Salt Lake last year, and Cucho Hernandez and Diego Rossi running at you. So a lot of the times it was the midfield, but yes, the defense has drastically improved.
Right. And so now I get to my point. Ustadi has the benefit of shining behind that defense.
Mm-hmm.
Cavalier hasn't had that opportunity yet. But with Ustadi getting shown the red card and leaving early in the game, in comes Rocco. Rocco gives you a clean sheet in front of this defense. So, and he plays well. My question is,
he didn't have to do a lot.
But that's what I'm saying.
He didn't have to do a lot. I'll tell you one thing. The one thing he does have that he is great at, time wasting. That guy laid on the ball for 20 seconds.
Right. It. But that's my point. If we take Calendar's shot-stopping ability
mm-hmm.
in front of this defense,
mm-hmm.
if and when it leaks, which is fine, it's going to happen, your shot-stopping ability, I think, becomes that much more valuable because he's not asked to stop 18 shots. Right. But that's exactly my point, Sean. That's exactly my
Yeah.
point. If you give Calendar, if he faces
This
3 shots, he's good enough to stop all 3.
Yeah, if those 3 shots are from outside the box with, clear view of the ball and the flight of the ball and he can track it, those 3 shots are fine. If the defense continues to play as they're doing right now with Drake Calendar, you're gonna have a very, very good defense going into the season,
And that's
into the
I
meat of
just
the season.
wanted that out there.
Yeah, and look, I understand Ustadi can distribute the ball very easily and things like that, and that's how we want to play. If we're able to find Busquets quickly in the middle, we can play just as fast.
Exactly.
We just at times we bypass Busquets with Ustadi because he's able to play to the flanks and stuff like that. But if we can find Busquets quickly or Bright who's able to turn and go, we can do it.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I just wanted to point out that Rocco played really, really well. Even though he didn't take any shots.
The most he did was lay on the ball, and
exactly.
every goal kick was to our left side of the field, to their right back area, away from Zaha. Because if Zaha was able to get on the ball quickly, and with our defense scrambling, it was gonna be chaos. So that was good, away from that side of the field, and we go from there. But I must say, Mascherano did very good in the subs and bringing on those fresh legs. Redondo and Ruiz, even though I felt they were so those 2 guys in the midfield depth,
Are you sure he's not a Dolphins wide receiver instead of an Inter Miami goalkeeper?
Hey, wow, you are just throwing shade at the Dolphins. I like it.
All right, so good win given the level of competition, because people expect Charlotte to have a good season. 3 points.
Yep.
Got out of there without any significant injuries. Now we turn our attention to Jamaica, and probably one of the worst pitches Inter Miami is ever going to play on. But then again, like you said, and we all know, this is CONCACAF.
I think this is why we played in Guatemala and everywhere else, because they play on poor pitches, to say the least. So I don't know.
Listen, some of that was crazy. So the CONCACAF Champions League second leg in Jamaica, the Cavaliers, and not the ones from Cleveland, already down 2-0. What do you expect Inter Miami to do against that Cavalier team in Jamaica, given the fact that they're already up 2-0 in that second leg?
Honestly, dictate the pace of the game. Do not let Cavalier get out into space and in transition. They are a fast team. They're going to look to play wide.
Yes, 100%.
Into the middle.
It's terrible.
They're going to be using their pace. So dictating the pace of the game.
Their pace game was in that first leg.
Yes, so dictating the pace, slowing it down, taking our shots early and often, really honing in on the final third. That's what we need to do. Get out there, get to a lead quickly. I wish we can get to a lead, or hope we can get to a lead early in that first half, so we can ride out, the second half with, subs being made.
And not do anything.
Yeah. Yes. Do that.
Yeah. Listen, it's a classic chef's kiss grade A CONCACAF pitch. It is meant.
Could you consider it a cow pasture?
I feel like cow pastures are better taken care of than some of those pitches. Listen, I passed by the airport here, and there were cows on the side. Listen,
beautiful.
I would rather play there than what I saw in Jamaica, 100%.
Yeah, one early and often.
Yes.
Early and often. Take your shots early and often. And especially if Messi starts and plays, or if Messi starts, even better.
Okay, so talk to me.
What else wait, their pace is gonna be. Their pace will be a problem. That's how they're gonna play. So we just need to be ready for that with numbers in the midfield and be ready to run.
Do you think he changes? Do you think Mascherano changes formations?
No.
No.
I don't think he changes formations. I think it'll be. I think Bright will start. Frey, Falcon, Allen.
You don't think he tries to, as you said, maybe put more numbers in the midfield as opposed to. I mean, Skrilla mentioned we may just need one goal.
No, I think Segovia tucks in more than Segovia maybe starts on the left or starts Segovia in the middle and plays more of a midfield role. Yeah.
Listen, if you had played Messi against Charlotte, if you had played Messi against one of these teams, you can say, yeah, absolutely, I don't want Messi on that pitch. You sat him so long, I don't know if you can hold him out of this game.
Be smart to play 3 in the back. I don't know. This 3.
Mark
If
this is of 3 in the back.
If I think I know what he's saying, then I can kind of understand it. But if it's a strictly 3 in the back, maybe Busquets drops in between the 2 center backs to play with possession rather than trying to unlock going forward. Kind of understand it. But strictly with 3 center backs, given the fact we haven't played it this season, yeah, the 3-5. Sean, you're new to the channel and stuff. I don't like the 3-5. Don't like it. I didn't like it last year. Didn't like it last year. I understand where you're with the possession and trying to keep possession and things like that. But if we're playing fine with a 4-2-3-1, and if we're able to play with maybe a 4-3-3 or a 4-4-1-1 and some variation to keep numbers in the midfield, I think we do that rather than the 3-5-2.
I think that 3-5-2 is what gave the birth to Tactic Listata last
diamond mid. I like the diamond mid in a 4-1-2-1-2 with a center with a holding mid, 2 8s and a 10. So it'll be interesting what Mascherano does, but I don't think he's gonna go away from the 4-2-3-1 going into this game.
Okay, so we're hoping for 3 points against Jamaica. No broken ankles, torn ACLs, or any other injury of that sort on that horrid.
What are you saying? Go light a candle or something today, bro.
Listen, I saw that pitch. I know what Skrilla's talking about. It is terrible. I think I sprained my ankle looking at it.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Yeah. Okay. 3 points. Get out of Jamaica with the advance into the the quarters.
We play LAFC.
Okay, so we
if we advance, we play LAFC. Yes.
Okay. So hopefully we do that. But now something I've been looking forward to, a revenge game. They kicked us out of the playoffs last season, ended our Supporters Shield run, basically took our team and ass slapped it all the way out of the MLS playoffs, and the league couldn't have been happier for
you
that.
Think?
Not the higher ups, but the league as a whole. I think every other team loved the fact that they got kicked out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I hate away pitches in CONCACAF. I mean, just get out of there quickly, man. I know we all want to get out of there quickly. The pitch is going to be a problem, and they know, the players know, and the coaching staff knows it. I'm going to say three words: figure it out.
Well, I'm going to say 3 words.
Figure it out.
Figuring it out. Come back healthy.
Fine. Figure it out. Come back healthy. We'll use 6.
Okay, there you go. So talk to me about Atlanta.
Wait, I didn't see this one. This Skrilla. Busi, Suarez, Ronaldo, Frey need to be frozen. Okay, that's yeah. We definitely want our.
When does it get reset?
After this round, after
the next round, after LAFC.
Yes. It's after that or after the semifinals. Well, I can't remember which one it is. I'm pretty sure it's after the quarters. So those guys need to be careful. I don't see the one. Well, Busi could be vulnerable to a yellow, given if they get by him, he'll make a tactical foul.
Suarez is gonna get a yellow just yelling at the referee. He doesn't even have to do anything.
Frey's tough because, man, if he can, if he's just smart, and doesn't go to the ground when he doesn't need to, and keeps his cool, I think we'll be fine. So yeah, no cards, no injuries. Come back
Do
with
you
a
think
obviously with
somebody
a
picks up
win
a
going
card
forward.
because of pace?
With what?
Do you think someone picks up a card because of pace, just having to yank someone down?
It's very possible. I mean, Jordi Alba could pick up a card
He's so
if
crafty
he's
hiding
if
it, though.
he's if he's caught up, too high up the pitch, and they get by him. He may get a tactical foul and get a card.
What they call professional fouls.
Yeah. So
Atlanta.
yeah, are they? They're more of a rival than Orlando is, I would say.
I would say that my hatred for Atlanta runs much deeper than Orlando. I just feel that Orlando is like the little brother. I feel like Atlanta gives us much more. You know, it says for me the CCC is priorities. If we draw, yeah,
I as long as you get points at the weekend, I'm happy. Yeah,
What is
Bright
there?
is very,
What he's
and
there
I'll
for.
be happy if he puts out the fire and gets a yellow card. I'm happy.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Atlanta is our rival more than Orlando. And I just feel like Orlando is a diminutive little brother that we bully and push around whenever we want.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
think
I
maybe
mean,
Columbus.
was it last year we played like Nashville like every other week? It felt like, or
Yeah,
the year, like, and they play us just as tough as Atlanta does.
Columbus also is. I feel that we're
Yeah,
at the top of tournaments
between
like that.
those three, Nashville, Atlanta, and Columbus, I feel like we play them, or they play us the toughest they play any competition in the MLS.
And FC Cincinnati, they get very physical and very like things get heated up with them as well.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about Atlanta.
Let's go to
They have
Atlanta.
they have some overhaul in their roster, adding Emmanuel Latelat from Middlesbrough.
Mhm.
Miguel Almiron makes his return. Ronnie Delia is their new manager.
What do we know about?
Chris Henderson is their new sporting director.
Yes, which I don't know why you let him go out the door. I think it's I didn't
But
understand that.
the roster construction this year, arguably better than last year. So
Okay, I'll give you
that's right there. And they still got the bald head of Brad Guzan in goal.
Yes. Who
God,
I think
despise
Guzan
that
is
man.
collecting Medicare and playing goalkeeper for Atlanta.
And he kicked us out of the playoffs
I know.
because he stood on his head.
AARP kicked us out of the playoffs. What are we gonna do?
I mean, Atlanta's 1-1 to start the season. They
That doesn't matter.
play.
0-5.
I know, and they could be like last year when they're coming in off a losing streak. Their manager was about to get fired. Thiago Almada was on his way to Brazil, and what they do, they come in and spanked us.
Mm-hmm.
That was on the back-to-back with they were a midweek game, and then we had St. Louis, and we lost one, drew one.
Well, I think you might have tuned in late. We did discuss this earlier, and we said 100% that it was going to be Drake.
I was gonna.
I don't know if you missed it, but
Drake.
He's back. That's my boy. You know,
Yeah,
Mr. Skrilla, you know.
going with Drake on that one.
What are we expecting against Atlanta?
We're playing over there. It's a tough battle.
On turf?
Tough battle. I mean, no matter who, I don't care who's the 11 that they start or we start, be ready for 90 minutes because they're going to bring it to you.
Their fans are going to be super pissed. Super pissed. Because it's a Sunday.
Delia's got a track record to him. Delia has a track record. He's not a bad manager at all. He can get these guys going, especially their attackers with Lobjanitse, excuse me, Emmanuel Latelat. Who else do they have? Alexei Miranchuk. So, it's going to be one of those games. They got Muyamba in the midfield. They have Barco Schliess. They have this guy that they brought in from DC United. What's his name? Click. Click played in at Leeds United, so he's serviceable midfielder. They've got some players.
No,
So
absolutely. But more importantly, the point I was trying to make is that their fans are going to be mad. They're playing this game on a Sunday.
so
It means Chick-fil-A isn't going to be open inside
they
of
don't care
Mercedes-Benz
about
Stadium.
that. They're gonna care if Messi plays or doesn't play. Let's be
I
honest.
care about Chick-fil-A.
I
I'm
don't
just
care.
saying.
They don't care. I mean, it's gonna be a good atmosphere. It always is against Miami at Atlanta or wherever Miami go. So just be ready for that.
Delia coached at
Yes, he
New
did.
York City.
Yep.
Okay. So talk to us. What's going on in terms of movement here?
We signed, or we agreed to the loan move for Baltasar Rodriguez finally. It was kind of rumored that was going to happen at some point. He was able to starting to finalize the visa paperwork and make his way down to Miami. And Alan Obando bid farewell to his Ecuadorian side and is shortly on his way to Miami.
Jason makes that point, but I feel like it doesn't matter. Their defense, they could roll out 4 people that don't know how to play soccer, and they're gonna try to get a clean sheet against us because that's just the way they play us. I agree. I think their defense is, and they had mentioned it before.
They're all their money's in their attack.
Yeah,
all their money's in their attack. But Charlotte I did watch some of that Charlotte game, and Charlotte did have a good run at their defenders.
Yeah, it's a very good point. But like I said, roll 4 guys out there, and they're gonna play us tough no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we got Baltasar Rodriguez, who's going to help in the midfield. Mascherano, familiar with him with the Argentine youth system. So
you got a scouting report as to what kind of player he is?
I haven't done a lot of scouting on him yet. I was going to do that later today. Just see where he fits on the depth chart, on the depth or where he fits on this. You play perfect. Play the 10 and both wings. So in a way,
coming in clutch with the scouting report.
Segovia's on 10. He can play as a wide mid. So kind of that type of player. I bet you Segovia's more of a complete 8 than Baltasar. Baltasar is more attacking. Baltasar is almost like a Matias Rojas type of position player.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I hear the money. Yeah, I know that's the option to buy at the 4.5 million. It's just what are we gonna? I'd rather deal with that at the end of the season and just let him get his feet wet here at Inter and see what we do with the rest of the squad. But 4.5 is a little scary. I'm not gonna lie, with that loan option to buy.
All right, so
it's something that'll. Yeah, dude, that still pisses me off. The Facundo Farias injury. I felt that he would have been a really big player for us last year.
You still think you think you've always loved Facundo, and
because I saw when he came on, he showed that he can play wide, he can play down the middle, as a 10 if Messi didn't play. So let's see.
So, all right, 2 games here in before we do next week's show. No predictions because that's not something.
I'm not going to predict anything, but if the guys in the chat, I was going to ask them who they think or who would they want to start on Sunday, Drake or Rocco?
Okay, that's a good question. Let us know in the chat what who you want to start in the
goal.
Yeah. Here, Sean says, I thought Farias was gonna be out. Well, yeah.
And he had that goal against LAFC was a good one.
I feel like that's a good comparison. That's fair. Juan Roman, and we're very Argentina heavy, so.
Who's Argentina heavy? You may be Argentina heavy.
What do you mean? Our roster is very much
That's
Argentina heavy.
I understand. Oh yes, our roster is. I thought you were talking about you with your Argentine roots or whatever, and
I
who
don't
you
have.
root
They've been my favorite team since I was 5.
There you go. Whatever. Here we go.
But listen,
There we
USA
go.
is still number 1 in my heart.
Mhm.
Okay, so you expect 2 wins, a win and a draw? Do you expect us to drop some points somewhere?
I don't expect us to drop. I'm never gonna expect us to drop points. I agree with this.
He
This
made
is
the
something I agree. He doesn't mean he's gonna start, but I agree with that.
You think he sees
That's
minutes?
where my mind was going. He doesn't play. He doesn't start tomorrow. Maybe he gets a couple minutes if here and there.
You think he just makes a cameo at the end? 80th minute?
Could be. Could be. Could be. I do think he
Okay.
play. I do think he plays Sunday though. And start Sunday. Sorry.
Okay. All right. So
Um.
thank you, Sean. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Skrill, as always, for the comments. Anything else before we get out of here?
Let's see. Inter Miami have a sponsorship with Poppy Soda. I just found that out at the stadium. I was like, what is this? I don't like Poppy Soda. Give me a Coke.
Wait, they don't sell Coke at the stadium?
They do in the region. They do in like the fountain, like the dispenser. And they don't sell cans of Coke. It's Poppy.
My sister's a fan. I don't know. I've never had it where I like it. All right.
What
Well,
does it say? Wait. Hold on. It'd be the service of soccer world of Messi. Yeah, people are gonna want to see him play, and especially those guys in Jamaica who it's his first trip to Jamaica.
yeah, they've never seen him play.
I can see him coming on in the 60th minute.
Okay.
The 60th, 65th, get somewhere between 25 to 30.
Okay.
Do a little pitch inspection, walk around, pick out a pass or two. If he likes the pitch, he'll run on it.
Okay.
Things like that.
His bodyguard better be on high alert.
He goes everywhere. He got slide tackled one time in the preseason.
Yeah.
So
it was funny to see. Oh well, here Sean says that he
so
starts.
Sean thinks he starts. So
Bull.
Sean thinks he starts. Jason thinks Messi doesn't start. It's it's a lot of we don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that could you imagine if something happened to Messi on that trip? Jamaica would never hear the end of it ever.
Jamaica would be put. We're never gonna play a team from Jamaica ever again.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, for Mark, you got anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you. What do you think Messi does, or what do you think the Mascherano does with Messi?
I don't know. There's a coddle aspect to Mascherano with Messi that I don't think there was with Tata. I think Tata demanded more of Messi. I think Mascherano gets more out of Messi because of the coddle effect. It all depends on, to be honest, I think it all depends on what Messi thinks. If Messi thinks the pitch is fine, he'll play. If Messi thinks that if he goes out there, he might get hurt, I don't think he will. So I don't think any decisions are being made until they step on that field and Messi says, okay, I'll start, or Messi says, sub me on, or Messi says, this is absolutely ridiculous, I'm not playing on that pitch. That's just my thought on it.
Okay, interesting.
Game time decision.
We'll see tomorrow.
All righty. Well, all right, guys, for everyone here at Kendall Sports Network, we're all Inter Miami fans, but if you're a Dolphins fan, we're going to have Dolphin Chronicles here. If you're a Miami Hurricanes fan, we have Hurricane Warning. We're working on a couple of other things to bring to the channel. Thank you so much, Sean. We appreciate your subscribing. Excellent to have you here on the comments. We love the interaction. The more you guys talk, the more we can bring to the show. Skrilla derailed us a few times last week, and we love him for it. For everyone
maybe
here,
start talking about the CONCACAF Champions Cup and LAFC, and I started ranting about stadium numbers and stuff.
and pro reg. So
Ah, I love that though.
all right, for everyone here at Kendall Sports Network and all of you guys fans, thank you so much, and we'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.